Integrity is something else. Integrity is literally the state of being whole and complete. When something is literally the way it was designed to be. So, in terms of a human being's life, that would be at Lamerick Education, we talk about integrity as a matter of honoring one's word. And obviously honoring what you say, honoring that with our language is how we create our life with people, create our agreements with people, create conversations with people. Really honoring that would be essential to effective communication as well, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, but it's also integrity within ourselves, isn't it?
Integrity in our relationship to ourselves, and in integrity in relationship to our own word. See, we're always speaking how we create things. If we really deal with language, you'll notice marriage gets created in language. Even countries get created by declaration in language. So our language plays a bigger role in our life than most people, I think, reckon with. Mm-hmm. What we create in our speaking, the statement, I love you, the statement, this is possible, those kind of statements really create the environment in which we live. So for a human being to honor their word and be present to their word, what are they saying? What is the reality that's creating? If a person accomplishes that, they're very powerful and able to produce breakthrough results in their lives.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But then it means that, then people start trusting you that you're going to produce that as soon as you're going to say it then. And then they support you, because otherwise those words have become overused, haven't they? And you just don't have as much power anymore.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you're pointing to is really powerful, which is there's a difference between keeping a promise and honoring that you made a promise. Let's suppose I tell you I'll be home at 6 and then I get home at 6:05, right? Most people, if they do that, they walk in the door and they say something like, hi, honey, and then they wait to see if the other person responds. And if the other person responds like, hey, you're late, then they say, sorry, sorry, sorry. And they usually give a reason like traffic, all right, or, got held up at work. Or if the other person doesn't say anything, they just sweep under the rug that they made that promise, I'll be home at 6, and pretend they never made it. Both those phenomena, justifying breaking our promises or ignoring that we made a promise, has people and ourselves no longer trust our word. So there's something called, if you break a promise, you can still honor it. You come home at 6:05 and you just say, hey, I said I would be home at 6. It's now 6:05. I'm late, and I want to acknowledge that, and I promise to keep my promises in the future. That leaves the other person able to count on your word. And you know what? It lets you be able to count on your word too, which is very important.